Team Collins Racing began in 1962 when Marion Collins and his brother Pete decided to go racing. They found an old Dodge and turned it into a race car. During the next 7 years, Marion raced at Bakersfield Speedway and other tracks throughout California and Nevada. In 1969, things changed when they decided to build a Winston Cup car. They entered their new Dodge on a limited budget at Riverside International Raceway, Ontario Motor Speedway, and many other tracks in California, Nevada, and Arizona. The Collins race team were fabricators and builders of their cars, including the racing engines. Racing activity expanded greatly in 1977 with the construction of Mesa Marin Raceway in Bakersfield. Marion Collins operated the racetrack, and his son Gary took over the professional race car driving operation. Mesa Marin Raceway is California's only high-bank raceway and test track. It is situated approximately 10 miles east of downtown Bakersfield and is a 2-hour drive from Los Angeles and a 4-hour drive from the San Francisco Bay Area. Mesa Marin Raceway is a half-mile bank paved oval. Present seating capacity is over 7,000 with planned expansion to 15,000 to 20,000 during the next few years. West Coast Race Car Fabrication is a division of Team Collins Racing. The facility is located within the Mesa Marin Raceway complex. The fabrication shop is recognized as the nation's #1 builder of NASCAR super trucks. In addition, the facility specializes not only in NASCAR super trucks, but also Winston Cup cars. The designers and fabricators of the original NASCAR super truck prototype offer vehicle parts, interior sheet metal, body fabrication, chassis sales and assembly, chassis setup, and complete race-ready trucks. West Coast Race Car Fabrication has over 16 years of experience in building NASCAR Winston Cup cars. To remain competitive in the business of motor racing, Team Collins Racing believes we must be at the forefront of rapidly changing technologies and the tremendous growth of popularity of the NASCAR Racing Series. We have invested in programs designed to increase that competitive advantage. Owning and operating the Mesa Marin Raceway provides us with unlimited on-track testing. This extensive program is designed to prove existing technologies and gather data in the development of new approaches. At age 18, Gary Collins had no hesitation whatsoever as to the direction of his professional life. He was going to drive and build stock cars, period, no questions asked. The Bakersfield, California native has gone on to capture a shelf full of championships, both as a driver of his own vehicles and as a fabricator for such notable drivers as A.J. Foyt, Harry Gant, Bill Elliott, and the late Davey Allison.
Marion and Gary Collins, I want to thank him. It was a hell of a lot of fun and probably the most fun I had in racing in 20 years.
Upon his high school graduation, Collins began the construction of his first race car, a limited stock. Following one season in the limited class on paved short tracks, Collins purchased a chassis and began building his first open competition car. By 1981, he had snared the Rookie of the Year honors at the Mesa Marin Raceway and the track championship by 1986. As Collins gained experience as a driver in the NASCAR's Southwest Tour and Winston West Series, he also gained expertise as a fabricator and valuable insight for chassis setup at a host of racetracks in the western United States. By 1985, the win column began to fill up for Collins in his open competition stock car, starting with the Phoenix International Raceway's Skoal Long Cut Classic Championship. When that Phoenix event evolved into the Copper World Classic, Collins was back in victory lane again in 1986 and 1987, piloting his own open classic car. Receiving worldwide recognition in 1988, Collins was invited to the inaugural Goodyear 500 at the Thunderdome Super Speedway in Melbourne, Australia, a 1.5-mile oval Winston Cup Invitational event. He also began campaigning the Winston West Series in 1988 and holds numerous qualifying and track records at his hometown track, Mesa Marin Raceway. Throughout the last few years, Collins averages 5 races a season in the Winston West Series, balancing his driving career with his primary business, race car and super truck fabrication.
We've asked Gary Collins up here at Bakersfield and the Mesa Marin Speedway to help us develop this truck, and I think they've done a good job, and today's the day we're going to take a good look at it.
From the concept stages of the NASCAR Super Truck Series, Collins Racing has been committed to turning the Super Truck Series into reality. At that time, Gary Collins and his staff were selected to design and construct the first Super Truck. In conjunction with Hutcherson Pagan Enterprises, Collins designed a chassis to accommodate Chevrolet, Ford, GMC, and Dodge truck bodies. In the fall of 1993, the first chassis was built by Collins Racing at their shops located at the Mesa Marin Raceway. In a short 6-week period, the NASCAR Super Truck went from concept to reality. On a cold January day at Mesa Marin, Gary Collins belted himself into the Super Truck prototype for its first laps. In a closed test session with NASCAR officials present, the prototype Ford F-150 performed superbly, with a fast lap of the day at 19.60 seconds. The time was good enough for a third-row starting position for the previous NASCAR Winston West Series event held at Mesa Marin Raceway. In the NASCAR 1994 Super Truck Exhibition competition, Collins Racing housed 2 Super Trucks for team owner Jim Venable. Gary Collins drove one of the Venable-owned trucks to 1 win, 2 seconds, 1 third, and 1 track record in the 4 exhibition events. In 1996, Team Collins Racing will field their own fleet of NASCAR Super Trucks. The team will be partially funded by the fabrication work that Collins and his staff will deliver through their shop doors for other Super Truck and Winston West teams. Additional racing sponsorship is needed. Team Collins invites your organization to seriously consider joining us in the exciting new world of NASCAR Super Truck racing. Corporations have found that the NASCAR Super Truck Series offers another level of allurement that can significantly benefit the bottom line. This is accomplished through business-to-business opportunities where sponsors are brought together through the racing team to build company alliances and generate millions of dollars in product sales. Team Collins Racing and the Mesa Marin Raceway understands this approach to creating real-world advantages through sound business and marketing practices. We have been instrumental in creating such interactive opportunities for our clients. Team Collins Racing knowledge of the sport and the corporations involved is your key to building a motorsport marketing program into a real opportunity, placing you squarely in the race for success.